The copy of Jaleco Sports Goal featured in today's review was provided by Rocket Games. Sports-based games have been a part of the gaming medium since its inception. Over the decades, we have seen graphics improve and more realism added to create the ultimate simulation experience. On the flip side, you have more approachable arcade-style sports titles that may not be as accurate to the real-world experience. Regardless of approach, the one main thing that happens to most older sports titles is that they are forgotten in the sands of time. New sports titles come out yearly, and newer systems replace the old. With the recent release of Jaleco Sports Goal by Rocket Games and Sickhead Games, two classic soccer titles have been pulled from the sands and are once again available for players to experience. For the asking price of $12.99, Jaleco Sports Goal comes with two titles: Goal for the NES, and Goal, or Super Goal for PAL players, for the SNES. Both games come with North America, PAL, and Japanese versions to choose from, and include digital scans of original instruction booklets and 3D reconstructions of their original boxes. Some regional variants are missing, but it is a feature I appreciate from these types of collections. Sadly, the Game Boy version of Goal and Super Goal 2 have been omitted. Goal and Super Goal, as I will differentiate them for this video, are both soccer titles that task you with outscoring your opponent. Goal released for the NES in North America back in 1989 and wasn't well received compared to other soccer titles on the system. Gameplay happens from an isometric style view, with the field being at an angle instead of horizontal or vertical like other soccer titles. Multiple game modes are available to play in either single or multiplayer modes. Local multiplayer is supported, and Steam users can make use of remote play together to play with friends over the net. Not being the best at soccer games, it took me a while to find my groove with Goal. Goalies are great at blocking, making it both a challenge to score and nice to have fewer concerns over failing at defense. The shooting tournament is where I had the most fun while playing Goal, along with co-op play. Super Goal released in 1992 in North America and was a more well-received game compared to its predecessor. The 16-bit game features better controls and more precise handling of the ball and your player character compared to its 8-bit predecessor. The playstyle also uses a more traditional horizontal playing field. Exhibition and Super Cup modes are where you will spend your time with Super Goal, and being able to set gameplay options and player coverage is a great touch. This game is far more approachable and fun. Super Goal still features single and multiplayer modes, but it does sadly lack the shooting tournament mode I enjoyed from the original game. Both titles are being emulated for this release and work well. Input feels snappy to keep games feeling close to their original iterations. Niceties such as save states and rewind are also included for you to take advantage of during play. Yes, I will rewind that failed block so I can keep the lead. Thank you. Sound emulation for the Jaleco Sports Goal compilation sounds okay and does a good job of representing each game in its original form. While not 100% accurate, unless you are doing direct side-by-side comparisons, no one is likely to notice or care. Goal has a more crunchy soundscape with the player running and ball handling. Super Goal fares better by comparison and does a good job conveying the action on the screen. Both games look decent on modern displays, with the compilation offering multiple resolutions up to 4K. Both games output in 4:3 aspect ratios that scale to the full size of your display, which does introduce some uneven pixel scaling. Unfortunately, the PAL versions of each title likewise use 4:3 instead of 5:4. Several borders are included to add more flair to the sides of the screen for those interested. A CRT filter is also available to try and mimic composite video output with scanlines with some nice curvature effects. Not including the Game Boy version of Goal or Super Goal 2 in the pack feels like a missed opportunity to make this the ultimate Goal release. The missing boxes and manuals for some regions are also sad to see, but somewhat understandable given the age of the titles. Thankfully, the game stayed pretty faithful to their original releases, with my only complaints coming down to our available options for how to display them. It would be awesome to get an integer scaling option included to help clean up any potential uneven scaling, as well as selectable aspect ratios between NES and SNES 8:7 output, along with 4:3 and 5:4 for NTSC and PAL outputs respectively. Additional scanline options for higher quality outputs like RGB would also be welcomed. On a side note, the game options include a master volume meter, but that is ignored while playing Goal for the NES. While I am glad that Jaleco Sports Goal exists and lets players experience two classic soccer titles, it missed an opportunity to truly celebrate the franchise. Lacking the Game Boy version of Goal and Super Goal 2, regional boxes and regional manuals leave a noticeable gap in the overall presentation of the collection, especially when compared to other retro compilations. The quality of the games themselves is also up for debate, with one being considered pretty poor and the other average. I had fun with my time with them, but I have to pose the question of who this collection is going to sell to besides fans of game history and nostalgia seekers. Thank you for making it to the end of today's review for Jaleco Sports Goal. Again, I'm very happy this compilation exists. It's great to see classic sports titles being brought back, even if they might not be the most popular of titles. I am still a little sad that we didn't get the full franchise in this release. Might have raised the price a bit, and there may be licensing issues. I have no idea. But honestly, if it had had all four, been a little bit easier to recommend, I think, just because then you're really getting the entire timeline there. But what we get is solid. It's just really going to depend on if you have nostalgia for these games or if you're like me and just enjoy seeing what classic sports titles were like from back in the day. But regardless, $12.99, not a bad price. And, if you want to pick it up, got some links in the description below for you. But anyway, thank you to Rocket Games for sending a code my way to check out. Really appreciate it. And then just here at the end, usual favors to ask. Thumbs up, thumbs down, depending on how much you like this one. And be sure to hit that sub button and notification bell so you can see when new videos go live on the channel. Loads always coming your way, and I appreciate having you along for the ride. Now, if you'd like to further help support the channel and keep it going, pick up a copy of Jaleco Sports Goal using my affiliate links below for good old games. Or you can hit that join button here on YouTube or the Patreon link in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Every little bit helps, and I am super grateful to all of you that do so. Big shout out to all of our backers. Could not do it without you. Friggin' champs. But until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, you all stay awesome, keep on gaming. We'll see you back next video.